Good evening, Bahamas. Coming up tonight, one union leader calls the Department of Labor ineffective. Plans to remove political influence from the College of the Bahamas. A local fraternity giving a little for a good cause, and Miss World Bahamas visits St. Thomas More Primary. Welcome to our news. I'm Kyle Joaquin. Thanks for joining us. Topping news tonight, one union leader is taking his dissatisfaction with the government one step further. Trade Union Congress President Obie Ferguson is insisting that the Labor Board has become ineffective when it comes to protecting the rights of Bahamian workers.
There's no security anymore. The tribunal is ineffective. Going there is a waste of time because it has no jurisdiction to deal with certain matters.
Ferguson's comments came in response to the recent revelation that Attorney General Alison Maynard Gibson filed a nolle prosequi in the Sandals matter. Maynard Gibson filed the nolle on August 15th, the same day that Sandals Royal Bahamian made more than 600 workers redundant. Sandals General Manager Gary Williams and Financial Controller Ronnie Mercer were charged with failing or refusing to enter into contract negotiations with the Bahamas Hotel Maintenance and Allied Workers Union, intimidating 3 workers and union officials, and firing them unlawfully. Ferguson says it's a slap in the face for the laws that govern the country.
The Industrial Relations Act came as a result of independence, as a result of our Constitution. And look where we are today.
Well, in other news, Education Minister Jerome Fitzgerald says the College of the Bahamas is well on its way to becoming a university. However, he says before that can happen, officials need to limit the political influence.
And as you know, we're moving to university status. Part of that legislation is really limiting the amount of involvement, political involvement, with regard to how the college and university will be operated.
Fitzgerald says at the end of the day, they plan on meeting international university standards.
So you will see a lot less political involvement with regard to how the college is run and operated, and the decisions that are made there. And so that's a part of progress, if that's what you want to call it. But that's where the college and university is moving to.
Fitzgerald has previously expressed disappointment that the College of the Bahamas missed its 2015 deadline to transition into a full university. The education minister says with the University of the Bahamas bill being passed in the House of Assembly this summer, they are closer than ever to completing the transition. The new bill allows for stakeholder engagement and changes the governing structure at the institution. In news from the crime beat, a corrections officer was arrested while on the job yesterday. According to police reports, just after 10 last night, some of his fellow corrections officers conducted a routine search of the man at the Bahamas Department of Corrections and found a quantity of marijuana in his possession. Police were called in and the officer was handed over to the Drug Enforcement Unit. He's expected to be formally charged sometime early next week. And an American man is also behind bars tonight after being found in possession of dangerous drugs. According to police officers stationed in Spanish Wells, Luthra yesterday afternoon, acting on information, searched a home at Russell Island. The officers reportedly found a quantity of marijuana and took the man into custody. He too is expected to be charged in court early next week. Well, the men of Alpha Phi Fraternity Incorporated had the center court of the Marathon Mall on lockdown today, but for good reasons. Members of the fraternity conducted their annual blood drive where many of them led by example, getting stuck for a good cause.
Basically, the fraternity has a foundation in, good character, uplifting humanity. So in keeping with that mantra, we thought to, put on an event that would be beneficial to the Bahamas as a whole in supplying blood products to Princess Margaret Hospital. We also have a health expo. We created a hybrid event today, and it's just basically it's a two-pronged approach where you can come and donate blood and help save a life, as well as you can come to the Health Expo and speak with our professional consultants that we have here, and you can help improve on your own life.
It's more than just giving blood. For the 3rd year in a row, the Brothers of Black and Gold did their part in getting more blood to the blood bank of PMH.
One of our goals, Humanity, scholarships, and love for all mankind. So what we did, we planned this blood drive so that persons could come out and that we can help Princess Margaret Hospital with blood donations.
The event turned out to be a family affair with parents and kids taking part in the blood drive and health screenings. Princess Margaret Hospital is always in need of blood, and according to Glenville Rowe, the hospital's chief phlebotomist, events like this one go a long way.
If you look at the time, a lot of Bahamians are afraid of needles, but our slogan is to give some blood to save a life. The very next one could be yours. And so it's a small process wherein we try to encourage them to overcome that fear just for a minute and thinking about the importance of saving a life.
And it wasn't just the blood drive and health screening. With a general election right around the corner, the Alphas also facilitated a registration drive.
Yes, it's actually a part of one of our national programs. Voteless people is a hopeless people. So we have an opportunity now that we can register, voters. I think you need your passport and your voter's card, 2 forms of identification. For
Dominic Stubbs and members of the Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity, it's more than just charity. 2 years ago, the men built a partnership with Sandilands Primary School and has given new meaning to the word mentorship.
It's crucial to get to these young guys, these boys, at an age where you can still kind of form them and they're still in that molding stage. It's kind of hard to get someone to change their habits once you start talking about 7, 8, 9, and worst, 10th grade and up. So for us, we're like, hey, let's get into the primary school right now and get to these kids and show them like, hey, you have role models out here who you can kind of model who you want to be like.
When our news returns, how one F&M senator feels about his colleague not getting a nod for the general election. That story on the other side of the break.